Dear ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life where you stop waiting to be rescued. You stop waiting for someone else to fix what's broken. You stop hoping that the storm will go away, and instead you learn to fight in the rain. You realize that being a warrior isn't something you're born with, it's something you decide to become. It's a choice, a mindset, a declaration. I've been through too much to sit quietly and watch my purpose fade. Some of you have been through things that tried to break you. Pain that tried to redefine you. People who tried to label you, but you're still here. Not because it was easy, but because something inside you refused to quit. You chose to keep walking when everything around you said stop. You chose to stand when your strength was gone. You chose to smile with tears in your eyes and say, I still believe. That's not weakness, that's warriorship. You don't become a warrior on the battlefield. You become a warrior in the waiting, in the breaking. In the nights, you cried yourself to sleep and still woke up with purpose. Warriors aren't fearless, they just move forward with their fear. Warriors don't always feel strong, but they know who their strength comes from. And warriors don't always win every round, but they don't retreat from the fight. Being a warrior means knowing the battle doesn't define you, the decision does. Every time you choose to forgive, every time you choose to show up, every time you choose to speak up, you're putting your armor back on. So today, I dare you to decide, don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until the wounds are fully healed. Choose to be a warrior now. Because if the enemy couldn't stop you, then he sure can't stop you now. And the same God who brought you through the fire is about to raise you up like never before. So fight like you've already won. Stand like you're already victorious. Speak like heaven is backing every word. Choose to be a warrior, because warriors change the world. 10 key points of the speech Becoming a Warrior is a conscious decision, not a personality trait. You're not born strong, you become strong through surrender and perseverance. True warriors are made in the waiting, not on the battlefield. Endurance is forged in delay, confusion, and lonely nights of faith. Your battle doesn't define you, your decision does. What you choose in the middle of pain becomes your power. Warriors move forward even when fear walks beside them. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the refusal to let fear lead. Every act of forgiveness and faith is spiritual warfare. Letting go of offense is sometimes the strongest blow you can strike. You don't need a stage to be a warrior, you need a reason. Purpose gives you power, it's your why that fuels the fight. Your wounds don't make you weak, they qualify you to lead. Scars are not shameful, they're signs that you survived. Even in the silence, a warrior still prays. You fight battles in the spirit before they manifest in the physical. A warrior doesn't fight for revenge, they fight for peace. The goal is not to hurt back, but to heal forward. Choosing to be a warrior is choosing to believe again. There's a moment in every warrior's life when the mirror becomes the battlefield. When you stop waiting to feel strong, and you finally realize, this strength was always your choice. You weren't handed a sword. You weren't born with armor. No one gave you a manual on how to survive heartbreak, betrayal, loss, depression, or silence. But you did. You made it this far, not because it was easy, but because you chose not to give up . See, the world teaches us that warriors are born tough, fearless, bold. But let's be real. Most of us didn't feel brave at all when the storm hit. Most of us felt shattered. We didn't feel bold, we felt broken. We didn't feel fearless, we felt forgotten, and yet we made it through, not because we had all the answers, but because we made one decision. I'm not going to die in this place. I'm not going to stay stuck in this pain. I'm going to fight my way forward. That's what warriors do, not because they're better, not because they're stronger, but because they've decided I may not control what happened to me, but I will absolutely decide what comes next. And maybe that's you right now. You're staring at a mess. You're standing in the aftermath of something that tried to bury you. You've been labeled, overlooked, underestimated, but in this moment you get to decide what happens next. You can live like a victim, or you can rise like a warrior. You can carry the weight of what broke you, or you can carry the lesson and leave the rest behind. You can wait for someone to come save you, or you can ***stand up and fight with what you've got ***, even if it's just a mustard seed of faith and a cracked heart that still beats. Being a warrior doesn't mean you never fall. It means you get up every single time you fall. It means you refuse to let pain have the final word. It means you declare war on hopelessness, bitterness, and fear. And you say, "This may have touched me, but it will not take me." No more waiting to be chosen. No more waiting to be understood. No more waiting to be approved by people who were never qualified to define your worth. ***, you decide. ***, you choose. You rise. You fight. You become the warrior you were always meant to be, not by accident, but by decision. Because warriors aren't born. They are made in moments like this. Certainly. Here's the ** expanded version of key point 2 ** from the speech ***. Choose to be a warrior ** written in a raw, deep, and powerful form without subtitle or conclusion, capturing the inner strength born in silent seasons. We think the battle begins when the enemy shows up. When the diagnosis is handed to us, when the door slams shut, when the people walk away, but that's not where warriors are made. ***, they are made in the waiting. ***, in the slow, silent seasons, in the days when nothing makes sense. In the nights when prayers don't get answered and hope feels like it's fading. In the months, sometimes years, when you ask God, "Are you even listening?" And the only reply is silence. It's in that silence where your sword is sharpened, where your knees hit the ground in surrender, where you learn that faith is not a feeling, it's a fire, and it only grows when everything else burns down, because there are moments when you're not fighting anyone else, you're fighting * yourself. * your doubt. Your fear, your comparison, your questions, your anger, your past. And it's in those very moments when you're alone in a room, looking at the ceiling, trying to believe that there's more to your life than what you've seen, that you are being ***, trained in the spirit ***. The armor doesn't go on the outside first. It's built in the inside, piece by piece in the waiting. The world won't understand this kind of battle because it doesn't come with noise or applause. There's no spotlight in the waiting, no audience in the midnight hour, no platform when your soul is shattered, but your praise still rises. But let me tell you something, ***, God does his best training in the dark. ***, that's where character is built. That's where self-control is refined. That's where boldness is born, not in moments of clarity, but in moments of confusion where you still choose to trust. You're not being punished in the waiting. You're being prepared. You're not being overlooked. You're being fortified. See, what people don't see is the price behind the posture. They see your strength, but not your struggle. They see the light in your eyes, but not the night you walk through to get it. But that's where real warriors are formed, in silence, not on the stage. If you're in a season right now where everything feels paused, where prayers feel unanswered, doors feel shut, dreams feel delayed, don't give up. Because something is being built in you that can't be built on a platform. It's being built in private, but it will carry you in public. Don't curse the waiting, it's holy ground, because ***, that's where warriors are made ***, not when the war begins, but long before it. In the shadows, in the stillness, in the secret place, absolutely. Here's the *** expanded version of key point 3 ** from the speech ***. Choose to be a warrior ***, written in a powerful, deep, emotionally grounded form, without subtitle or conclusion, and fully in the style you're working with. Sometimes the greatest act of warfare is not raising your voice. It's raising your standard. It's saying, "I refuse to live beneath who I was created to be." Not because life is perfect. Not because you've got it all figured out, but because you've seen too much to stay stuck in cycles that are killing your spirit. You cannot call yourself a warrior and keep entertaining chains. A warrior knows when to fight the battle and when to walk away from what looks good but drains the soul. And here's the truth. Some of the most dangerous battles aren't fought with enemies. They're fought with distractions, with approval, with pride, with addiction to applause, with the need to prove your worth, with the desire to be loved by those who never valued your calling. Being a warrior means knowing who you are, so you stop chasing what you don't need. You stop lowering your standards just to belong. You stop shrinking to keep people comfortable. You stop dimming your light just to stay invited. You stop engaging in conversations that pull you back into insecurity and self-doubt. Because the true test of your strength isn't how loud you can shout. It's how quietly you can walk away from what once tempted you. It's the restraint to say, I'm not going there anymore. It's the spiritual maturity to understand, every invitation isn't elevation. Some doors lead straight back to defeat. And if you're serious about being a warrior, you've got to stop fighting battles that aren't yours to fight. There is a kind of strength that doesn't scream, it chooses. It chooses to protect peace. It chooses to honor God in private. It chooses purpose over popularity. It chooses calling over comfort. Because the enemy doesn't always show up as an attack, sometimes he shows up as attention. And if you're not rooted in your identity, you'll chase noise instead of staying in your assignment. You'll let Instagram dictate your value. You'll let culture distract you from character. And you'll forfeit the war for a moment of validation. But warriors don't chase trends, they chase truth. They don't move just because it's popular, they move because they're positioned. They don't beg for recognition, they're focused on obedience. And that's the key. Obedience is the real battlefield. Sometimes the biggest victory is found in the quiet decision to walk away from chaos and protect your anointing. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not everyone gets access to your spirit. Not every room is worthy of your voice. You were made for more, so raise your standard, not in arrogance but in awareness. Because when you know who you are, you stop fighting to prove it. And that's what makes a warrior different. They know their value doesn't come from battle trophies. It comes from the unseen victories of choosing integrity when no one's watching. Absolutely. Here's the expanded version of key point 4 from the speech Choose to be a warrior written in full depth, emotion, and clarity without subtitle or conclusion and in the signature style you're using. The world celebrates the warrior's wins. The highlight reel, the big moments, the public victories, but what they don't talk about is how every true warrior bleeds quietly, because behind every victory there's a hidden cost. Behind the strength there's a struggle nobody sees. Behind the smile there's a storm you've had to survive. Behind the fire in your eyes there's a history of nights you cried, not because you were weak, but because you were fighting battles nobody knew about. See, warriors don't just carry weapons, they carry wounds, but they keep walking anyway, not because they aren't hurting, but because they've decided their pain won't be wasted. Every scar on your life tells a story not of how you were broken, but of how you refused to stay broken. You didn't quit when they left. You didn't give up when it got dark. You didn't fold when fear whispered you'd never make it, and maybe no one clapped for you, maybe no one texted you back, maybe no one saw the nights you were barely holding on. But God did. He saw the battle raging inside your heart and said, "That one's mine. That one's still standing." You don't have to hide your wounds to be powerful. You don't have to pretend everything is okay. Your honesty is your armor. Because your story isn't a story of perfection, it's a story of survival. And don't let anyone make you feel ashamed of your process. Yes, you still struggle sometimes. Yes, you still wrestle with doubt. Yes, the healing is messy and the path is slow. But warriors are not defined by the speed of their healing. They're defined by their refusal to quit in the middle of it. You've carried things no one knows about. You've survived things that should have broken you. You've walked through fire and still managed to protect your joy, your heart, your faith. That's what warriors do. They walk into rooms full of people who never knew the cost and love anyway. They serve anyway. They rise anyway, because they understand this deep truth. Asterisk asterisk God can use what hurt you to help someone else. Asterisk asterisk your wound becomes someone else's medicine. Your pain becomes someone else's map. Your survival becomes someone else's permission to keep going. So yes, warriors bleed, but they also heal, and they don't wait until everything's perfect to stand tall. They walk with a limp, a scar, a story, and still declare, asterisk asterisk, I'm not done, I'm just getting started, asterisk asterisk certainly. Here's the asterisk asterisk expanded version of key point 5 asterisk asterisk from the speech asterisk. Choose to be a warrior asterisk, crafted in a long form, emotionally charged style without subtitle or conclusion, fully in the powerful faith-driven tone you're aiming for. You don't become a warrior by avoiding fear. You become one by facing it and choosing to move forward asterisk anyway. Asterisk fear is loud. It speaks with a voice that sounds like your own. It says, you're not enough. It says, what if you fail again? It says, remember what happened last time. It brings up every mistake, every wound, every insecurity, not to help you heal, but to keep you hidden. But let me tell you something. Fear may have a voice, but it doesn't have asterisk authority asterisk unless you hand it the mic. A warrior isn't someone who asterisk feels no fear asterisk. A warrior is someone who looks fear in the face and says, you can walk with me, but you don't get to lead me. That's power, that's courage, that's faith in motion. We think courage is loud, but sometimes courage is just asterisk showing up. Asterisk getting out of bed, praying one more time even when you're tired of silence, sending the email, taking the step, walking into the unknown with shaky hands and a surrendered heart. And here's the truth, most of the battles we lose don't happen in reality. They happen in our imagination. They happen in our minds, where fear builds its strongest walls, where anxiety creates a story before the facts arrive, where insecurity makes you question what God already confirmed. That's why warriors don't just fight on the outside, they fight on the asterisk inside asterisk. They go to war with every voice that says, you can't, and reply with truth that says, with God I can. Being a warrior means choosing asterisk faith over feelings asterisk. It means you're no longer led by mood swings, but by mission. You're no longer pulled by emotion, but anchored in conviction. Fear will still come. But now you know how to answer it. You stop letting fear make your decisions. You stop letting doubt be the loudest voice in your room. You stop shrinking every time you feel overwhelmed, and don't think bravery means being fearless. Even Jesus sweat blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. Even he asked for the cup to pass, but then he stood up. He said, not my will, but yours. That's what warriors do. They feel the weight, but they carry it anyway. You don't need the absence of fear to be brave. You just need the presence of purpose. You need to know why you fight, who you fight for, what you're standing on, and asterisk who asterisk is standing with you. Because once you realize fear doesn't get to write your story, you stop running from it and start walking through it. And that's when everything changes, not when fear disappears, but when you stop bowing to it. That's when you realize asterisk asterisk fear never had power, it only had permission. Asterisk asterisk, and today you're taking it back.